Hello, my winning stocks for September 2025. The first one we are going to take a look at is IRM. We have Thinkorswim platform open here. IRM. We are using maximum daily chart. And maximum daily chart, we purchase the arrows pointing up shows where we purchase the stocks. So, and when we have arrows at the top facing down, will show where we sold it. So IRM, we purchased it twice. The first time at a higher up, somewhere there, around this trend line, when it start going up, start making higher lows, we purchase. But then it pull back again to this trend line here. So when it start making higher lows there, we purchase it again. So it pulled back, went up, pulled back, and start going up again. So currently we have some profit in it, but again it's due to the fact that we purchased this at a lower price compared to this one. But when you total them together, divided by the number of shares as of the prices here, we are making profits in it. And today is September 27, 2025. When the market closed yesterday, Friday, the price went down. That's why it's red, and the bar will be red as well, meaning the price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning when the market's open. But because we highlighted those two lines, support lines or uptrend lines, to be our entry point, either one of those two, and since it came to it and start going up, chances are it came to the valley and start going up, climbing up. So it's going to continue going up. Of course, it's going to be making up, going up and pull back and so forth along the way, but so far is positive in the account. So the next winner that we are going to take a look at, and you can see how much positive it is so far. The next winner we are going to take a look at is LEO, and I think LEO we purchased it last year. And if we go back to IRM, chart swap is totaling both purchases together, but when you are recording them, I like to record them separately, the first purchase and the second purchase. So we have not sold it yet. That's a sold session. But both purchases here. Oh, and you can see that based on each the higher price one, we will, if we sell it now, we will lose money on this and we will make money on this. But just what is totaling both purchases divided by totaling both purchases pretty much, and totaling the number of shares that equal that cost, and comparing how much is selling right now times those number of shares, total shares, and the subtraction between those two totals, 100 share times this amount versus the total cost of those 100 shares, is giving us that small profit. So that is when you purchase it at a price and you purchase it again at another price. That is how, if you have account with chart swap, that's how they will combine both purchases for you. So LEO is the second one, and we purchased it in 2024 using short up to long swing trading strategy, and we purchased it right at the end of that trend line. But after it reached that new high, it started to go down, and you can see it when it reached the valley line At least raw, when I noticed that it was making higher lows, I purchased some share. But guess what? It pulled back again to really touch base with that trend line, one little bit below it, and start going up from there. But because we purchased this, around the trend line, we like to buy at, and the date is on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. So you can see that when I put my mouse there, the equivalent of that price, and when I put my mouse here, the equivalent of that price. But again, those two combined compared to where the price is right now per share times the total number of those shares, the difference between those two prices is giving us that unrealized profit right now. And if we go to our record for L, so we have pretty much a year later we purchased it again. And the first one, that's one thing too, we purchased a small one. We are doing short. Last year we allocate smaller amount per trade. It was last year is when I start swing trading, and I start swing trading strategy that I used last year. So I'm not new to trading and investing, but I'm new to swing trading, and I started last year. I started with short option and swing trading strategy. So I use a smaller amount per trade, and this year I'm using long option and swing trading strategy, and I increase the amount per trade as well if I have money in the account to make the trade. So by purchasing a larger quantity at a lower price, I think it's helping as well, having that unrealized profits. So that is a winner. The next winner is LRCX. We purchased it last year as well, LRCX. And as you can see, we do not like to sell at a loss. We just leave those stocks there. We do not sell a stop loss when we purchase those stocks. We just analyze it and sell it when we feel like selling it. So, but again, to use that strategy though, you have to be careful with the stocks you are trading, knowing that those stocks have been around for a while and they will still be around for a while. So therefore, when they go down after I purchase them, I just leave them alone in the account until they become positive and I sell it. Just keep in mind that there is a risk that some of them might file bankrupt on you. And I purchased some dividend stocks before that few of them file bankrupt. So just keep that in mind that it can happen. So LRS, we purchased it in 2024 around July. We have not sold it yet. So we purchased it and it pulled back on us. So pretty much it reached the peak there, was done with it. It pulled back. We have those two lines. It rests somewhere there for a while, but again pull way back down to the valley line and start going up from there. It reached a new high here. Then you'll ask myself, why I have not sold it by now? That's a good question. So our entry points are the purple lines that we target this year using long option and insurance strategy to sell our stock at. Our exit line, our exit point are the next new high. So this one reached a new high. So now the question we ask ourselves, or I like to ask myself, is should I sell it or will that continue going up? Technically, it starts reaching the new high somewhere here around September 9 or so, even September 5, and has been up there. Chances are it's going to pull back. We are seeing some red lines there. I'm not zooming so that we can have a big picture of the things. So what I like to ask myself though is, okay, so when you reach the exit point using this strategy, I just don't sell it right away. At least little by little, I'm trying to stretch it to see how I can customize the strategy that I'm using. It's not that when it reach the new high right away I'll get out. So I'm trying to see, okay, I might have done that in the past with some, but now I'm seeing, can I stay in the trade longer? So by doing that, I'm trying to use two strategies. The first one is I will try to compare the last time it reached a new high, when it touched base with, the trend line that it left before going there, and that will be those two times here. So this one will be, so, or even this one. So it went up, pull back, went up, pull back, and start going up from there. So when it start doing that, it reached a new high somewhere here. But guess what happened? It pulled back. It pulled back and start making the wall that will support the upside of the mountain. So climbing up, it start making this wall. So by having a big picture in front of me, I can safely say that this line is a support line for the upside wall of the mountain, and I can decide to change that color to the default color, the gray color, and I make a line that I will buy at if I'm using long up to long swing trading strategy. But this one, because I want to buy at the valley and sell at the peak. Not necessarily because you are buying exactly at that valley or you are selling exactly at the peak, but around those areas. So having that in mind, that this line is actually not a valley but a wall supporting the upside wall of the mountain, is what that is, the upside wall of the mountain. That's why it's climbing and pulling away from and coming back to. So it went down to it and then went up again all the way to here before it decided that it was done with it. So having that in mind, from here, which was like in 2023 July all the way to July 2024, so it's like it was on the rise for 1 year time frame. So if it reached that same peak in September, the analogy is if it's going to keep repeating that, it could be on the rise for another year. If I sell it right away after it reached a new high, it could take me well over a year before I found it again around the base to buy. Therefore, unless I need that money to buy another stocks, why take getting out of it? Keeping in mind that it's going to pull back to rise somewhere and start going up. I don't know if it's going to pull back all the way to this line or if it's going to pull back somewhere. But chances are, if it pull back all the way to here, I'm going to be losing money in here. But here is the thing, and that is one reason why I could sell it as well, to lock in that profit. That profit here. Another analogy will be, it came to the valley line here and went up from there. It's going to be on the rise for a year, pulling back and so forth. But as it's doing that, at some point, the pullback is not going to be below where I bought it because it's on an uptrend line. The line is going to continue being oblique, meaning the current area will be higher level compared to the base on it. So over time it's going to continue like that. So those are things that I have to keep in mind. The best scenario is to buy around this area so that even when it's pulling back, you are not going to be negative regardless. Does that make sense? But buying it this high, if you pull back to this line, to continue using this line to rest on, there is a chance that the first few times I could be negative on it, depending on how the fluctuation continue. But I won't know unless I'm in the trade, keep observing it. And that is the reason why so far I kept it and keep watching it. But there are few that in this instance I sold them to lock in that profit. So we can go to our things here and look for LRCX. Okay, you can see when we purchase it and how much we pay for it. And again, we spend we bought 2 shares. Is it LRS? Okay, so that's interesting. That is why recording your trade is important. Do you see how much it was selling per trade back then? I think it must have a split up quite a bit. So, and right now is $128 a share when it was costing more than $1,000 a share back then. So when we go back to our winners again, I'm not sure when that happened, but when it happened, our 2 share became 20. So pretty much it split up, turning 1 share into 10. And since we have 2 shares, it became 20 for us. Okay, so, but yeah, and that is one winner there for us. So we are going to continue. The next winner is MANH. MANH, we traded in 2024 using short up to long swing trading strategy. We bought it, we sold it. You can see the arrow at the top. We sold it, we bought it somewhere there. It pulled back on us. We stayed in the trade. We sold it, locking some small profit there. And then it reached a new high and was done with it and pulled back. So we sold the previous one. When it reached the valley line, we have those lines. At this point, this line, I will easily turn it into a gray line because it is the far side wall, the upside wall of the mountain, not a valley. If I'm using long up to long swing trading strategy. So we bought it at the valley and it pulled back below a little bit and start going up from there. So you can see where it is compared to where we bought it. Now a lot of distance between the two. You can see where the price is and the price right now. Yesterday the price went up. That's why it's green bar. It's green bar and it's green price. Meaning the price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the market's open. So buying it at the valley, again, we are going to wait on it until it reaches the next new high. The second strategy, the one I was talking about, LEO or IRM, there was, I said, two strategies, but I didn't elaborate on the second one. I talked about the first one when I was comparing where the previous new high started from, and I say it was like 1 year time frame. So the second strategy though, it was yesterday that during my reflection that it came to me when I was looking at those stocks, is to compare prices. So for instance, we bought it around, let's just say around what would we be using? Why not? We can use this. It's like 143, for instance. It went to 143. And in fact, we can use the previous one. So pretty much the way I'm trying to do it is, you see the line that I'm buying it on, when it touched base with it, let's just say it was like 117, and then it reached, and when it was done, it was like 112. So let's take a calculator. 312. So we are going to do 312. Now we are going to do 117. No, I was in the right the first time. 312 divided by 117. By doing that, it's telling me that's 2.6. Let's just use 2.6. So when it started at that valley line and start climbing, it was 2.6 times that price. So when I take 117 times 2.6, okay, 117 times 2.6. You see, so it's close to that. So then I will go to so I will say to myself that maybe that 2.6 can repeat itself. So the next time it's going to reach the is going to be done could be 2.6 times the price that it pulled back to the value line. So I can use the price around this line, or I can use, you know, how lower it went. So if I went, because I wanted to be more conservative, so that would be like 141. So 141 times 2.6, I will say 3.666. So if you reach 3.66, I will sell it. So then I go back to our exit point, which I have not really done this year until now. I only like to compare the chart the way I did it with the previous I don't have it down there. I'll have it somewhere here. LCR. Was it LCR we are analyzing? No, we are done. It was MANH. Yeah, I will look at the previous new high and see if it did multiple new highs before what was done with it, and decided to stay longer in the trade. So that's what I did. I put 2.5 times profit per share, and I can elaborate on that and just say 2.6 times 143 per share, and I can just put exit target price, and it will be good at day so that I know when I put this note here. So that is, you know, something that I like to see if that's a strategy that can help us be more concise or quantify our exit point. And if we want to have, we can quantify it, we can actually even set it ahead of time in the account, like to sell the stock when it reaches that price. When it comes to chart swap though, I think you have like 90 days or so that it will keep that order for you, and when it reaches that price within that time frame, it will sell it. We used that strategy in the past, my husband and I, when we were using 52 weeks low and 52 weeks high strategy to buy and sell, buy at the 52 weeks low and sell at 52 weeks high. But with swing trading, I have not really done that. But I just try to, you know, compare if it pulled back right after reaching a new high, or if I have multiple new highs between when it touched base with the value line and it was done going up. If I have multiple new highs, then I might decide to stay longer in the trade. Buying this low, again, we will have a while to get there, and here was like, it was like almost 2 years time frame for that to be done going up. So we could be in the trade for 2 years time frame if we want to maximize that profit. So that is an example of, once you start swing trading, the strategy you are using, you can start, once you are comfortable with it, you can start pushing your boundary, trying to take a little bit risk within boundaries as well, to see how much you can stretch that strategy, customize it to your liking, to reach your to fit your personality type and your risk tolerance. So the next winner we have is MAR. And MAR, I'm not sure for MANH, I didn't point it out, but again, that is the price we pay for it and when we bought it. So it has been some months now. So you can see how much it's selling around 300 something, right? 312. So if it's you, are you going to sell it now to lock in that profit, knowing that it's going to be going up and pulling back? So will you sell it, lock in that profit, and when it pull back, start going up again, buy it? Or what will you do? And what about LRCX? If it was you, will you sell it now? Will you recommend me selling it now or hold on to it? So MAR, I'm not okay. So we purchased it here. So we trade the last year using short up to long swing trading strategy, and for this year using long up to long swing trading strategy, we only purchased it once around this trend line. We purchased it when we start making higher lows, but then they pull back and start going up from there. So, and again, the same things will go with that. Last time we touched base with it was, I would say, maybe 6 months ago, and the price there is like 205 and here is 307. So I'm just saying $100 difference. So from, let's just say maybe from here 205 again. Interesting. So here let's just say 205, 207, 205, 205. So $100 profit from 205. So I'm going to go back and put that note there. MAR. So I'm going to put exit target could be $100 $100 above 205 per share. But I can take this out of there and I can just date it. I like to date my notes so that later if I need to know why and when I make that assumption, I can reference it. So that could be another exit point as well, and that is a new exit point strategy I'm testing. And as of MAR, we can try to see again how much we pay for it and how much is selling right now, and depending on the number of shares, the profit is going to be higher. So that is an example of, you know, winning stocks, or to increase your profit, to just buy more shares, but we start small to begin with. The next one is MLM. So MLM, we purchased it twice. We traded short trend in 2024. We purchased it again, and it just said no, I'm done. So we got stuck in it, and clearly this is the upside wall of the mountain. This is the valley. So when it touched base with it, we bought it. It went up, pulled back to it, and start going up from there. So it was when back in March. This one, compared to, I think there was one that we bought around March as well, but it's still somewhere kind of low area compared to where we bought it, but we still have some profit in it. So this one is clearly going higher up. So, and at this point we are making profit on this purchase, or we are quite close to it. Yesterday the price is growing. It ended at the green, on a green bar. So I think we are making profit on this one or we are quite close to make profit on it, and we are clearly making profit on this. If it's you, are you going to sell it? By default, my rule is if I buy it at a higher price and then I bought it at a lower price, I will make profit on both before I sell it. So I just wait until the next new high and then I'll get out of the trade, knowing that I'll have a small profit on this, but if it pull back, I could lose money on this and stay a little bit longer. But since I'm trying to stay in longer, then I had to take that into consideration. So again, if you want to use that price, quantify the exit point. I'm just saying the new high. Last time it touched base with where we bought it, it reached a new high here and pull back, and then start doing it again, pull back and start doing it. So there is quite a bit of two huge pullback that if you want, you can combine the long upturn and swing strategy with a short upturn and swing strategy, selling it and rebuying it there, selling it and rebuying it there, and selling type of things. But are we going to do that? I'm not sure. Every single stock has a different pattern to it. So that's some strategy might work and some may not. So you just have to see, try and see what your experience is. So if we look at this one, 317, divided by 317 is 1.9. Let's just say 1.9. So if we take 1.9 and here is 442, so if we take 442 times 1.9, so when it reach 839, we can sell it. So 839 will have a good profit on this one as well. So 839 LRML. Okay, I can just put it here, sell at 839 per share and put the dates. But yeah, and then we'll see if that strategy really works the way we are quantifying those. So let's see if we have another winner, and so far you can see the profits in it, and that is how much, pretty much for both combined, that is the cost, that is the profit. And I think they try to calculate it for us by taking the profit divided by the cost to give us this margin. So that is the unrealized margin so far. And if we go to so those are the purchases in November and then in March. And again, the things is we didn't purchase a lot of stocks the first time when we pay a higher price for it, and we purchase more the second time, so that helped as well. Again, what will you recommend? Will you want it to sell it and lock in that profit, or will you hold on to it? So let's see if we have another winner. We have another winner here is MRVL. So MRVL, well, we have those two lines here. This is a valley line there, though. This is the mountain upside wall, but we didn't think it's going to go lower than that because of the shape of the the pattern, the mountain. But guess what? We bought it there and it pulled back. We didn't buy some more. We just stay in the trade. So now it pulled back. Chances are, even though we made some profit here, it pulled back here, we lose money when it was down low, and then it start going up again. So currently we have some profits in it. Again, buying it around the valley and selling it at the peak, and the price difference is something we'll calculate as well that the last time it touched base with it was what, 37, and we can take that 37, 127 divided by 37 is like 3 times. So I don't know if there was like a stock split, a buyback or what, but that's quite a bit of a sharp, I mean, you triple your money within that time frame. So if we say 3.4, it touched base with it around here, we can say 47 times 3.4. So when it reached around 159, we could sell it as well, and it could take again about 2 years or a year and a half to reach that point. So alternatively, it's going to be reaching the peak and then the next new high, and we'll continue looking at it and see, depend on how sharply it pull back, if we want to stay in the trade to go through it, or if we accumulate enough profit, depending on how low we bought it, if we want to exit it. Otherwise, it's 1.59 there for, okay, I said 3 times. Otherwise, I can just put sell around 159 per share. And again, those are estimates. As things are progressing, we could change our mind in it, get out earlier than that. But so far, that's that. So let's see if we have more winners here. The stocks that are highlighted are stocks that we purchased for swing trading purposes. We purchased some last year. We have not sold them yet because they are negative in the account. Those are our losers. I might record a video too, so that we can go through our losers as well. So this is our last winner as of September, and is URY. So URY, we purchased it right there when it was done going up, and it pulled back to this line. We bought some more, it pulled a little bit below it and start going up from there. So we pretty much bought it at the valley line or so, and it reached a new high there already. If it's you, will you sell it? It pulled back. Yesterday the price went up. We have a green bar. So we bought it somewhere here, so we made profit. Currently we made profit on this one. We can check it to see how much profit will be on this one. Keep in mind that now it's like $947 per share. But when it reached the valley line that we would want to buy, because we bought it in 2024 before we start the long strategy, we bought it again, and then we have that. But again, if we want to use so we know that it reached a new high there. Last time it reached it, it pulled back, creating the upside wall of the mountain, and then continue going up and down, coming back to it to rest, and then continue for a while. So, and it was how long it took? August 2023 to November 24, so about a year time frame. So if we stay in it for, after it reached the new high here, if we stay in it for 6 months or so, that's not bad, right? So that is the first strategy that I used for my exit point. See how long it continue making new highs once it reaches from the same support line that it departed from, and see how long it continue making new highs, to see if we can stay in it for some time before we get out. Now that it reached a new high, that will be like stay in it for about 6 months or so at least. The second strategy will be okay. So when it reached it was around 315. Let's bring our calculator here. 315, and here will be the 80 let's say A78. So A78 divided by 315 is 2.7. You can round it up if you want. Being conservative, you can round it down. So 2.7. 2.7. Although we didn't really, got it in from there though. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. This is 3.28. Let's use that 3.28. 3.28. So A78 divided by 3.28 gave us 2.6. So 2.6, we bought it. No, let's say that the lowest point was 527. So 527 times 2.6, let's say that we can say around 1370. So 1370 I can put it here. Target price around 1370 per share. Okay. And yeah, you can just take those notes. Now we can take a look at it to see what we record for price wise. So we bought the same number of shares. So the first one was in December for ACC3. So that we already have profits on that as well because of that. I think more than $50, right? So since it reached a new high here, it was our default entry point, support line, buy, exit point, new high, sell. Fees you, will you sell it or will you stay longer in the trade based on the two exit strategies that I just talked about? Will you stay longer in the trade or you will get out? I wanted to stay longer in the trade. And this concludes our winners for September. And we can take a look at them the previous week because those are unrealized gain and unrealized losses. They do fluctuate. So if we go to that one, for instance, that one was almost a week ago. I'm still around that level, right? So if we go up, this one MRVL okay, that one went up compared to previous one, and this one MLM went down a little bit. So those are things as week pass, you'll have those fluctuations, and it's okay if that is your position, your account position. You can download them and save them, and if you have time, I don't really have time to analyze those, compare them, but if you have time, why not? You can play around with them, analyze them to see it can help you make decisions. So if we check URM right at the beginning, you can see right at the beginning of the month, it could be when it reached it reached the new high as well. So compared to almost the end of the month, you can see that. So phase you, will you want to sell it and lock in that profit, or will you hold on to it? So now we can total our winners. So let's take that one. That is that one. and this and I think that's pretty much it. I don't know how many they are. They are 8 winners, and they total to 8,315. 8,315. Will you sell it? Will you sell them to lock in that 8,000 cash flow for September? Or will you stay longer in the trade? Will you please share your comment with us in the description, please? And those are my 8 winners of September 2025. So the month, we still have a few days to go before the month end, but I just thought about, together we can analyze those positions and see your reflection on it, your point of view, your feedback on it as well. So there is something else I like to point out as well. So $8,000, well, that is quite a bit. If you do not have debts, that is personally is more than my full-time paycheck from my job. And with my husband and I paycheck combined together, that $8,000 is more than our household take-home pay. So it's just a way, to just share with you that you can start small, and little by little you can build another stream of income outside of your paycheck. We have that unrealized profit. Just keep in mind that we have some stocks that are negative in the account. As long as you are not selling them, they can become positive. You can see some stocks that are purchased some years ago, like 2024, some months ago, and they have been negative for a long period of time and became positive now. LEO is one of them. LRCX is one of them as well. So that is my personal choice, not to sell those stocks at a loss if I can help it. And some of them will bankrupt on you. We have another, and one example here is Walgreens. It didn't really bankrupt. I think it sold it at a pretty much like the price that it sold them for us, and pay us some money for it. So we lost money in it, but not the full money. But if it bankrupt, the company bankrupt, you lose all the money. And one company that can bankrupt on us will be this one. It has not yet, but it could. So because again it is, why not? Maybe it is, because I'm seeing some sense there per share. But those are possibilities, and there was a stock we purchased for dividend income purposes. So we earned some dividend for the time that we purchased it, like in 2023. But those are things that can happen. That's why you have to be careful when you are trading stocks, because there is a possibility you lose money and there is a possibility you'll make money. But when you do not take that risk, you are not going to make anything. That's why you start small, one share at a time. And just aim for $1 profit. For instance, as long as you can pay your brokerage fee and have some profit, if that's $1 profit, that's okay. That just shows you that your strategy, you test it, you can make profit with it, regardless of how much that profit is. With this long option and swing trading strategy though, buying it at the valley of the mountain and selling it at the peak of the mountain, even if it's just one share, you are going to make quite a bit of profit in it. You can see some difference in prices when we are doing those two strategies. So you can make a lot of profit with that. But time is on your side as well. You are hold on to it. You hold on to it for a long period of time. As the price is climbing that mountain, you climb along with it. So Those are things you have to consider. But once you find a strategy that you can actually make a profit regardless of how much that net profit is, you know that the stocks you are trading using that strategy, they are comparable. And from there, to increase your profit, you just increase the amount per trade you are putting in, the number of shares you are buying. You just continue from there. Because some years ago, with my husband and I, we only have $100 to invest in those, to invest and to trade with. That's what we use. And we bought a lot of penny stocks back then. We bought some stocks that were not penny stocks, like even JCPenney. I purchased some JCPenney. But we were trying to pay off debt, so therefore we were using our allowances. We'll save some of our allowances, and when it reaches a certain dollar amount, we'll send it to the account in our Roth, and we will use that to trade. And and I tried to invest in those penny stocks and lost money doing that, and make money doing that as well. My husband make money doing it because he will buy, he will sell. When the price drop double or reach a certain dollar amount, I will try to hold on to it longer, and then they will bankrupt on me. So but it just allow us to try those strategy, try to improve it. And now that I come across swing trading strategy, after trying to see, okay, now that we are done paying off debt, we want to focus on trading stocks as well as dividend stocks that we did in 2023. In 2024, I wanted to trade. After learning different strategy, I focus on swing trading, and then I try short upturn and swing trading strategy, but then decided this year to do long upturn and swing trading strategy. So I know there is strategy that when the stock is going down, you can make money on. I just don't know that strategy yet. It could be something I might learn later, but right now I wanted to strengthen this strategy that I'm using. And this strategy is to buy at the valley, sell it at the peak. And later I can learn the strategy to make money on when the stock is going down. And what it consists of is pretty much you borrow stocks from your brokerage firm to sell, and as you reach a lower point that you are good with, you buy. So the difference between the two will be your profit. But if it didn't go down the way you want it and it start going up and past where you sold it at, you lose money. So when you are placing an order, I think it has that option for you to sell it when you don't even have it. So that makes sense. So but that is, I think that will use margin. The broker might charge you some fee on it. I don't know all the logistics related to it. I wanted to focus on making money on the way up first, and then I can see how I can make money on the way down. That way, either side of the mountain, I can make money on it, but one strategy at a time. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time, and we thank you very much you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small, one share at a time or $1 profit at a time. If it does not mean when you have $1 profit you sell it, but if you have profit, and based on the strategy, once you sell it, whatever that profit is per share that you purchase, or whatever number of share you purchase, you know that to increase that minimum profit, you just need to buy more share, keeping that strategy the same, and buying those same stocks. So that's why we have our watch list of stocks. That way we are just going to keep trading them and at the end of the year, the stocks that didn't work well with the strategy we are using, we can take them out, replace them with other stocks from our master list that we want to give a try to for another year or so, and just keep doing that until we curate that large cap stocks to see, you know, stocks that are well comparable with the strategy we are using. And that is what I'm sharing with you as well. If you have a job or you have business, you don't have time, but you want to create a stream of income trading stocks, that is the strategy that I think can work with a busy schedule, because with large cap stocks, they don't fluctuate much. You can still catch the trend, you know, around where you originally wanted to buy. And just having your list, you know that if you want to analyze stocks, is the list. You already have the list. You're not going to spend time to go find stocks. You already have the stocks. You are just going to analyze them to see if there is any well positioned for you to buy or not. And some days you may not buy anything. Some days you might buy a lot of stocks, and some days you may not sell anything, and some days you'll sell a lot of stocks. So that is just food for thought. So thank you so much for your time. For more of our swing trading related videos, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you so much.